What's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to go over my portfolio. The reason I'm making this series in the first place after laying the groundwork in the last few videos is that I want to inspire a few friends of mine and a few people that I've met on this channel that have supported me over the years to try to inspire them to invest and show them the true power of compounding over time. So what I will do with this experiment is I will add small amounts of money on a regular basis and start investing in a diversified way in order to grow my wealth and show you how you can generate income through dividends and covered calls. I've been looking around for a software to achieve that goal, and I ended up with snowballanalytics.com. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to have 10% off. It's not very expensive, but I find that it is very intuitive, and I think it can contribute to making you addicted to seeing all these dividends being deposited into your account every month or every week in some cases. This video is meant to share with you the covered calls and some of the companies that I bought for the experiment just to lay a foundation to work with. It's by no means what it's going to look like at the end of it, because I will be building some pillars that I haven't even bought yet. You will at least have a sense of what it is that I'm doing, and you will have an idea at least of what it is that I'm trying to achieve. And what I'm trying to achieve is to create regular income while not having too much NAV erosion. So I will illustrate this with this ETF. This is a QYLD, and you see that this is excluding the dividends, but it is trending down, and your capital is being eroded, basically. So the base out of which the covered calls are being written is going down in value. So even though the dividend might stay a bit more constant, as far as percentages, they will go down in nominal value. And I can illustrate this over here. You can see that the payout history started from over here at 22 cents, and it keeps going down to 17, 16 cents. And today it's sitting at 17. So over time, you receive less and less. And it's just the way covered calls are designed. If you are paying more than what you can generate through the underlying asset, then the net asset value will go down over time. And it's important that you understand this concept if you want to start investing into covered call ETFs, because what I'm trying to achieve with my income portfolio is to have the NAV going up, or at least be constant over time. Of course, there will be ups and downs in the markets, but I'm looking for ETFs that have a history of growing the NAV and maybe having a bit less of a dividend yield, but at least growing over time so that my wealth is growing, is not being eroded. Let's take a look at what I bought so far. We're going to go into the dividends first. So right now, out of the portfolio I've built, I have an 18.16% yield, and I'm generating $840 annually, or $70 monthly. Most of the income comes from GDXY, which is a gold miner covered call ETF. And I have also Blocks, which is related to crypto mining stocks. I have Biggie, which is 10 stocks that are tech stocks, actually. It has a good yield of 30%. Canny, which is Canadian, but these have leverage of 33%, if I'm not mistaken. And I have SLJY, which is a silver-related one, because I believe that the bull run in the precious metals is not over yet. I have a little bit of Ethereum covered call, and I have HHIC, which is another one of the Canadian stock-related ETFs. I have JEPQ, which is related to the NASDAQ. This is a very well-known ETF. I just have a little bit of it, and I have GLCL, which I just bought recently, which is also related to gold producers. but this one is the best performing one in terms of total returns in the gold space that I could find. If you find another one, let me know. But this is has lesser of a yield than GDXY, but it is in terms of total returns, it is superior than the other ones that I found. And I have a bit of cyclical stocks, but because this is something that I will be explaining later on, where I invest into these stocks in order to reduce my NAV erosion by investing in companies that are very cyclical and that I think are at or close to the low of their cycle. I have a bit of materials into Labrador Iron Ore Royalty Corp. I love royalty companies in general, and this one offers a dividend yield, so it pays me to wait before something picks up in that sector. And I have one share of United Health Group, which also I believe will go up over the next few years after the debacle that it had recently. As you probably know, Warren Buffett went in that stock pretty heavily when it was being butchered. These are the positions I have so far, and here we can see the percentages of the yield. But as far as, since I have different amounts invested into those, we can see exactly how much was put into each stock in order to generate these income. So GDXY, as you can see, the purple line over here is on the right axis over here, and then you can see how much money it generates. So basically this one is quite efficient in generating money compared to the amount that was invested in it, whereas UNH has a very low yield with a relatively bigger investment, SWBI being my biggest investment in there. But I find that I feel safer investing into some stocks in order to protect my downside, especially if they've gone down quite a bit and they have a decent yield. So I'm very patient before selling them. I'll try to sell them when they reach some type of resistance or a top of a cycle based on historical data. So I'm pretty comfortable putting bigger amounts into these stocks rather than into covered calls, but also because I can get some growth out of it. For instance, SWBI has an average annual growth of 14.87%, UNH 12%, and LIF 5%. So these dividends will grow over time, whereas there's no guarantee that my covered calls will do so. Usually they stay pretty flat or they go down in NAV. Hopefully the picks that I will make over the next months will have positive NAV, but you can never predict the market, and we could go into a very heavy downturn. Since all stocks in the tech sector especially are overvalued right now. So it's going to be a wait and see type of situation, but I'm going to take an approach of cost averaging, and I will not stop myself from investing into sectors that I think will go down, because once I'm invested, what I find is that I pay really close attention to the stocks or the sectors that I'm invested in. Whereas sometimes I'll completely forget about a stock that I wanted to invest in, and then when the right time comes, I forgot about it, and then I missed the boat entirely. So I'd rather put a small amount of money into it and then be ready whenever there's an opportunity and I determine that it's the time to pounce. So what I'm doing right now is just spreading money equally. I'm putting $300 into these stocks. There's a few that I've bought twice, like GDXY. I went a bit heavier because I wanted to boost my yield. My goal is to have a yield of around 10% at the end of the experiment. But I want to first go with higher yielding covered calls because I want to generate some money in order to buy regular companies, regular dividend paying companies that will grow over time and control my NAV erosion throughout the dividends. So this way, in 10 years from now, my wealth will have grown, and the trips that I will be able to pay myself with this specific account will be nicer and nicer over time. Let's take a look at the growth versus the market. This is something that I've had on my mind to create a while back, but I never put my mind to it. So over here you can see that the blue line is what the behavior of the stocks that I invested in, and then the orange line is basically the S&P 500. And the purple line is the amount that I invested in. So I started to putting 300, 300, 300 as I decided to make this series. And now the blue line is a bit more volatile. So my investments have a higher beta than the rest of the market. So when the market starts to do nothing, my performance will be lower than the market, but when the market picks up, I will catch up and beat the market from what I can see anyways so far. I'm not looking for that. Ideally, I would underperform the market and have lower volatility into if I'm going for a strategy where I'm trying to create income. The last thing that I want is to have high volatility. I want to have very stable sources of income where I'm less affected by market downturns. What I really want is regularity. In the next few videos, we're going to take a look at cyclical stocks and how I invest in them and the strategies that I use in order to control my NAV. And also, we're going to take a deeper dive into the different sectors that I'm investing in, considering the current market conditions and my view of the market in general. So stick around.